everybody. This is the Planet Earth here. Going to be teaching you how to drive a manual car. This is a basic manual car, 5-speed, basic car. Okay. So here we got the, we have the, sorry. Alright, so here's the clutch. That's the clutch. This is the brake, and this is the accelerator, or the pedal. Clutch has to be in to start the vehicle. When you start a vehicle, you always want to make sure that your clutch is in neutral, and that you can do that. So you can start the clutch. Go ahead and put it in the vehicle. Go ahead and turn it on. And now you can release the clutch, and the vehicle will be on. Just on in general. Okay, now. Alright, now. What you got it? When a vehicle is a manual and it's in neutral. When the vehicle is in neutral, you can push your car with your feet. By the way, like, you gotta have the brakes on most of the time when doing this shit. But you have to have the brakes on. You want to put the emergency brake on in certain situations, like a big ass hill. Because if you don't, then you're gonna be rolling backwards violently. So the best thing to do in this situation is to go ahead and, okay, to change gears first of all. Just to change gears. Alright, to change gears, what you have to do is, right now, you see how it's in neutral? I'm on steady ground, so I don't have to worry about it. Look, you put the brake down, and to change gears, to put, like, to park it, like, to park the vehicle without having to use the emergency brake, it would be very simple to be doing it like this. So this is how you do it. You push the clutch in, and then you go ahead and move this to the first gear. Once it's done that, go ahead and release the clutch. And now your vehicle will be parked. But if you're up on a hill, go ahead and put the emergency brake on. Now, to start the vehicle and to start driving is a different story. But that's the basics right there of how to park a manual car, is to put it in first gear, release the clutch. By the way, if you put this in first gear and you hold this clutch down, it'll actually release the gear and you can go flying backwards. So be careful to make sure to release the clutch when parking. Alright, so the next thing to do is how to actually drive a manual car. This is an interesting topic for me, because I had a hard time doing this at first, but now I've got it down pretty well. So I'm going to push the gear, I'm going to push the clutch in. I'm going to go ahead and put it back into neutral. Neutral, by the way, is between 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then reverse. It's where you could do this to the thing, the stick. See, it's all loose. It's in neutral. So, to start the vehicle, this happens to about every manual car. Go ahead and put it in clutch all the way in, key in the ignition, and then turn it, and go ahead and start it. But you can only start it with the clutch in. Now, see, look. The vehicle works just fine. Now, I'm going to give you an example of what happens when you try to turn the car on with first gear already in. So if you try to start the car, yeah, you can start it. But what happens when you release the clutch while it's in first gear with no acceleration? This is what's going to happen. You're going to stall. And the check engine charge and oil light will come on this car. So the best thing to do at this point is you have to push the clutch in. Go ahead and put it back in neutral. You got to put it back in now. Alright, so this is how you do it. Okay. You go like that. Clutch in. Start the vehicle. Now, this is the fun part. Now, this is where everybody will stall when they first do clutching and manualing. I did the same thing. Okay? I'm not a perfect driver on the manual car yet, but I've gotten pretty damn good. Now, what you do is, you're already starting the vehicle. and you're not rolling down the hill, so make sure the brake's off. First thing you're going to do, you're going to get the manual, push the clutch in, put the manual into first gear. Don't release the clutch. It's in first gear now, right? So now it's in first gear. This one doesn't have an RPM meter, by the way, so it's a little bit harder to drive it, but not much. Okay, so now that it's in first gear, okay, slowly, and I mean slowly, the accelerator, almost like okay, don't release the clutch. So what's going to happen is, you're going to give it a little bit of acceleration to the accelerator while holding the clutch all the way in. Accelerator, and slowly start to release the clutch. Give it acceleration. Slowly start to release the clutch. Slowly start to release the clutch. Accelerator, don't release the accelerator. Don't release the accelerator. And now go ahead and release the clutch all the way. And now, I'm driving in first gear. That's how easy it is. Okay, to get into second gear, to go faster than 15 miles per hour, all right, what you're going to do is, okay, you're going to get first gear right now. Now you're going to hold the clutch in while driving, release the acceleration, pull it down to second gear, accelerate a little bit, and release the clutch. Now you're in second gear. Okay, now you're in second gear. So you're still in second gear. You can probably go up to about 25 miles an hour in this gear. Now that you're in second gear, okay, now that you've gotten to a little bit of a speed here, now you can go ahead and put it in third gear to do it like this. Watch. Wait for it. Let me make the turn first. I'm going to go back in a big circle. Okay, right now, see, you don't have to hold the clutch. Don't hold the clutch. You'll break your clutch. I'm in second gear right now. By the way, looks like I have to stop because some people got their dogs right in the middle of the road. That's a beautiful place for dogs. Oh, they love it here. Obviously, I'm going to have to put it into neutral. Okay, now I just put it into neutral. Very simple. Okay, now first gear. Accelerator, or you won't be able to hold it. Okay, the accelerator, first gear and accelerator. Be very gentle on the accelerator. You don't have to be like crazy about it. The next thing you're going to do, I'm coming up to a stop sign, so I'm actually going to have to stop. I'm going to have to push the clutch in, put it in neutral. That's what I do. Go ahead and release the clutch. Put the blinker on to the left, like you're driving a regular car. Come to a complete stop. You're going to put the clutch in. You're going to go ahead and switch it into first gear. Now, because I'm up on a little bit of a hill, apply a bit of acceleration. Slowly release the clutch, and you're off. Now, second gear, clutch in, second gear, and accelerator. Okay, not too much accelerator though, because you'll be doing this. And it's not good on your clutch for a long period of time. So this is second gear. Right now I'm going about 20 miles per hour. Next thing you're going to do, now that you feel comfortable with second gear, third gear. Clutch in real quick, let go of the accelerator. Third gear, let go of the clutch all the way. Now you're in third gear. That's it. It's that simple. It really is. Okay? So now I'm going to turn left. I don't think I have to get out of this gear. So I'm going to go ahead and turn left on the street again. Maybe I'll apply a little bit of the brakeage. Alright, just a little bit of brake. You don't need that much brake. Now, and same thing for the rest of the gears. Now, I can go into fourth gear in just a second here. So accelerate a little bit. Clutch in, fourth gear, release the accelerator, clutch out, and there you go. Now you're in fourth gear. Now I'm going 25 to 30 miles per hour. I can go faster, but this is a private parking. Okay, now I'm going about 30 to 35 miles per hour in fourth gear, and obviously I can go into fifth gear. Now, how easy is it to stop? Well, you can either do downshifting, but I won't show in this video. All right, clutch in, just put it in neutral. Now the car will practically glide itself. So we can go ahead and brake. We'll go ahead and brake, and I'll show you how to do reverse. Now, this is reverse. Now, this is how you do it. I'm in neutral right now. It's very, very flat. Now what you're going to do is you're going to be clutch in. You're going to go ahead and move it all the way to the right. It might be different on your vehicle. And reverse. Now this one is a little bit hard on people the very first time. So look at that, right? Now ready? Alright, same thing. Same thing. Go ahead and push the accelerator button a little bit. Slowly release the clutch. Slowly release the clutch, and then you can let it go while you're reversing. And now you're just reversing now. Now we're reversing. See how easy it is? Okay, now what you're going to want to do is go ahead and neutral. Push the clutch in. And go ahead and put it back into neutral. Go ahead and apply the brakes. And you're good. Go ahead and put it in neutral. Now, to get into first gear, you're going to push it into first gear. First the clutch in, and then go ahead and push it into first gear. Now remember, a little bit of accelerator, not too much. A little bit of accelerator, and once you feel it, boom, you can let go of the clutch. You just got to do it slowly. If you do it fast, you'll stall. Let me give you an example. Hold on. I'll give you an example. Okay. I just stalled because I released the clutch too fast. That is how you release the clutch too fast. So stall. Okay, so to start the car, make sure this is in neutral. Maybe sure it's not in fourth, third, second, or first, or reverse, or fifth. Just make sure it's in neutral. Start the car, you can release the clutch. And the engine will just be idling. So go ahead, put the clutch in, first gear, accelerator, accelerator, slowly releasing the clutch, accelerator, accelerator, and slowly release the clutch, and then boom. You're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do a turnaround. I'll go ahead and do a turnaround here. So clutch in, neutral, reverse. This doesn't have a fucking power steering. It's old car. So go ahead and just slowly release the clutch, and you're in the reverse. Clutch in, neutral, first. And then slowly but surely, release the clutch and accelerate just a little bit, and you're going. If you don't push in accelerating, you ain't going nowhere, by the way. So, it's kind of warm in here. There. Now you can drive very slowly. Look how slow you can drive. You can feel the car start to stall out at about half a mile an hour. But see, all you gotta do is put a little acceleration. Okay, to get to second gear. Clutch in. Second gear. Now release the clutch. And then push the accelerator. And you're driving. You're on. Now, once you go about 25, well, every car is different. Go ahead and clutch in real quick. Third gear, clutch out. And then voila. You're now in third gear, and you can go up to about 45 to 55 miles an hour. But it's not recommended, though, because it's not a very good gas saver. So the second thing you do is to stop a car and turn it off appropriately. You got to do this. Clutch in, neutral, brake, release clutch, brake. Slowly, don't do it hard on your brakes because they're really bad if you do it hard. And then go ahead and turn it off. Pull the key out. If you're up on a hill, if you're stable, if you feel like, look, I'm in neutral right now. We're not moving anywhere naturally. But to be safe, clutch in. Go ahead and put it to the first gear and release the clutch. And now your car is locked into that position. However, if you're up on a hill and you're holding the clutch in, even though it's in first gear, it's like having it in neutral unless you release the clutch, and you'll have a problem. So remember, when driving a manual car, do not, okay, if you're like driving about third gear, you're going about 45 miles an hour, don't ever attempt to put your car in the first gear at that thing. You'll fuck your clutch up to no ends. And you'll hear a loud, like noise like that. So, to do that, go ahead and put the car back in. Clutch to neutral. It's in neutral now. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start it. There we go. And now, first gear. Always remember when you're driving out of places, always remember to have your seatbelt on. It's imperative. Unless you want a big ass ticket or never want to drive again. Now, right now I'm going to go into first gear, so I'm going to accelerator, and then go ahead and release the clutch. You don't do it too fast though. But you also don't want to do it too slow though either, because it hurts your clutch. So first gear. Okay, go ahead and go into second gear. Second gear. Smooth. I'm turning left here, so I got to put the clutch in. Put it back into neutral and go ahead and use the brakes. I'm making a left turn, so I'm using my left turn signal. This place is very chill though. So go ahead, clutch in. First gear, accelerator, and release the clutch out. Next thing, okay, it sounds like it needs to go into second gear now. Release the clutch slowly and release it completely, or you'll be riding on your clutch and it'll fuck it up a lot faster. Now I'm in second gear. I don't need to really get out of second gear at this point because the speed limit here is 20. Coming up to a stop sign, clutch in, neutral. Stop sign, stop all the way, by the way. Clutch in, first gear, accelerator, and then release the clutch. Once you release the clutch, you should be good to go. Second gear. Second gear is good. Okay, we got a pedestrian here. We got a pedestrian, so we'll go neutral and then stop. Okay, neutral and then stop completely. But hold the clutch in or you'll stall the vehicle. Okay, now, go forward. Okay, clutch out. First gear, switch gears. Second gear, release the clutch, apply accelerator. I'm going to get on the main road here. Okay, now it sounds like it's time to turn it into third gear. Clutch in, third gear, release the clutch. Coming up to a stop sign, going back to neutral. And I can downshift, but I'll teach that later, because it gets kind of complicated. Okay, nobody's coming. First gear, go ahead and use a lot of accelerator because of the simple fact that we're up on a hill. Release the clutch completely. Gear in, clutch in. Second gear, accelerator, release the clutch. Okay, third gear. You can kind of hear it when the engine's revving too hard. Release the clutch. Now we're in third gear. This is so much fun, guys. I learned how to do this in a week. I mastered it within 2 weeks. A month, sorry. It's so much fun, guys. Then, what's cool about a manual car is you get a lot of acceleration out of these little cars. No matter what kind of manual car you have, there's always a lot of acceleration. So right now, I'm not even touching the clutch or the brake because I don't need to. I'm already in the gear I need to be in. But I can go into fourth gear, going around these curves. So we're going to go ahead and clutch in, fourth gear, clutch out. You don't really need to push the accelerator once you're driving pretty fast. And then just accelerate to your desired speed. Example. See? See, right now I'm going about 35 miles per hour. I can go up to about 50 on fourth gear. And then fifth gear will come in later. And this is how you do it. Now we are in fourth gear. Looks like the speed limit's about 45 to 55. Now it's 55. Okay, so now we're going to want to go clutch in, neutral, fifth gear, release the clutch. Now I am in fifth gear. Now you start hearing a lot of vibration sound, but this is because it's an old car. Alright, so just keep it in fifth gear and keep going smooth. You don't have to be hard on the accelerator at this point. The car drives itself. Just very little gas is needed to your desired accelerator. Now, obviously, different clutches will have different things, but in general, that's how you want to drive a car. Okay, so now, I'm just kind of cruising now. I can keep it in fifth gear because I'm cruising. Nobody's really in the way. There ain't nobody in the way, so we're just cruising right now. that's pretty much it. When you come up to the stop sign, you can either downshift or just put the car in neutral and use your brakes. That's usually what I'll do. Downshifting I'm saving for another video. What a beautiful dog. Look at the beautifulness. Remember, this is Ohio. They got beautiful trails and white buildings. Look how nice that is. Ain't it beautiful? Okay, now we're coming up to a stop sign now. So our best bet at this point is we're gonna go in clutch in. So we're gonna change the gear down to maybe I can keep it in 5th gear at 35. All right, so here's what's gonna happen. Coming up to a stop sign, so I'm turning left. So I already put my left blinker on because I'm lazy. All right, so now we're gonna push the clutch in. I'm going to neutral. And I'm just going to glide all the way to the stop sign, which actually saves gas. It's amazing, but it does save gas. So right now we're just braking, see? It's just brakes at this point. Now, uphill is going to be kind of a hard battle, and a lot of people stall the car at manual. So this one has to be kind of customized here. Alright, it's kind of, okay, we're good. Alright, so you kind of have to really use the accelerator and a lot less clutch. Alright, now 2nd gear. Clutch out. You can hear it, you can hear it, you can hear it. 3rd gear. Okay, you can drive. You can drive. You can hear it. 4th gear. Alright, we're now in 4th gear. Wait. Now you're in 4th gear. Now I can hear it. I can hear it. And now we can go into 5th gear. Clutch in. 5th gear. Clutch out. Go ahead and continue the accelerator. And you should be able to drive. You should be able to drive a manual car with no problem. Just it's simple, 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 simple. Remember, never keep the clutch pushed in on a hill unless you're immediately going to start the vehicle or park it. Remember to use the emergency brake on a hill, no matter what. Put your car into 1st gear and release the clutch after the vehicle is turned off so it'll lock. And also emergency brake it up. Now for me, I have to downshift a little bit here because of this car. So now I had to go back down to 4th gear. Now, because now I gotta go back up to the speed limit. Now I can go back to 5th gear. I'll clutch in. 5th gear, release the clutch, you're good. And I hope this has been a helpful video. I really do. I'm not a professional, but that's the basics on how to drive a manual car. And honestly, I think manual cars are awesome, how they work. They also save gas and everything compared to other automatic transmission vehicles. I'll drive an automatic. But it's so easy to drive an automatic. With a manual, though, it's a lot more fun, and you usually have less issues in a now I can go into neutral here and just glide all the way to the stop sign. I don't even really have to use the brakes at this point. Nope, didn't even have to use the brakes that much. And that's how you do a manual. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it's been very helpful. Thank you guys for watching, and this has been the Planet Earth here.